Hello, and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Sunday, November 24th, 2024, and today's topic will be sketching water. So before we begin, welcome back. If you're returning, welcome. If you're new, I sketch and post every day, and I set timers, usually 5 minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes. I've been moving the timers up to 10 minutes, so if you've been following along, maybe you're building up your sketching endurance. So yeah, I'll set a 10-minute timer today, and I will edit out any coughing. I still am coughing, so if it sounds a little weird, that's why. So I'm going to be using this page that originally I had recorded a video for this top part called Creative Flow and Creative Blocks, and I'll put a link because a lot of times I kind of come back to sort of the same theme, and yeah, so I'll put a link to that one. And then this one I didn't record a video. I was just watching a documentary on frogs, and yeah, I just felt like sketching them because they're pretty interesting animals. But today I wanted to sketch water because in my previous videos this week I was drawing a moat around a castle or a town, and I thought it was interesting. And I'm going to be using pen and ink, my usual Papermate Flair. And I think that using a pen to draw water is pretty challenging, and that's why I kind of want to do it. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting. So I'm going to look up water on Pinterest, but I'm not going to really copy the reference. I'm going to be inspired and refer to it. So I have a picture, and yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't like to show like the reference picture because I didn't take the photo, and also if you are just inspired by it and change it up, then it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna look like it. So with that said, to begin with, I'm just gonna do kind of close up of water to see how that works, and I'll just kind of talk about my thought process. So this close-up has ripples and stuff, so what I would do is keep a very like kind of loose grip, but at the same time not be too sketchy, although you can be. But part of why I don't want to is because I like kind of the cleaner look here, so I'm going to keep that in mind. But then if you're drawing like kind of fluid, like sinuous kind of shapes like this water, then you want to keep kind of a loose like grip on the pen. And you can see that if you're pretty deliberate with it, it looks all right. I mean, it kind of looks like water. The next pass would be the shading. And this picture is in color and it's like blue. And if you really want to kind of get help with that, like the values, you can turn it into black and white. Like I'm not going to do that. You could leave this and it would be an okay sketch. Like, that's what I think. I think like you could get this far and you could still work on it, is what I'm getting at. Like, you can see like how to push it. So I'm gonna push the values. Just go back in, and for the like the wave shape, I would, so that's another 10 minutes. I'll start to wrap up this video and I'll just kind of focus right here. So that looks more like water because there is like another layer to water. And so what I would do is define the shape right here, so you can actually make it look more like it's sitting on top. Kind of like that. And get more of that wave look to it. And then keep detailing it. Like, that's the final kind of look. Like, it's either gonna work or not. But that's the kind of thing that makes it look sort of like water. It's these little, like the highlights with like the little shapes inside of it. Kind of like that. Alright, so this is another 10 minutes that I had worked on this off camera because I had stopped the previous recording and was in the flow state and just wanted to keep working on it. And I actually like this. I think that's a pretty cool for like pen and ink, and for like the way like I would call this like successful. However, after I did this, like if you didn't want to use whiteout, I suppose, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this video, is just draw in the this kind of thing, the Jack Kirby effect. Yeah, I would just draw these. This is like a very simplified version, but if you didn't want to use whiteout, and then just kind of create the negative space, I guess. So that would be one way to do it. Like a more simplified and kind of abstract way. But that's why it's good to do these kind of things, because that's cool too, but it's more painterly, which isn't bad, but sometimes you don't want to do that. And also, if you were using paint, of course, it's probably the best medium to try to paint water or depict water, but it can also be done with other mediums. So that's one way to do that ripple. And then you can put in like if you want to show that there's like light coming from one side, you can go in like this to kind of, yeah, and then you would just, I would keep it kind of simple with pen and ink. But yeah, you can kind of show that there's like the ripples on top, but then there's also like waves. So that's like another way to go about it. So with that said, I learned a lot about rendering fluid. That'll be it for today. If you like these videos, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. And until next time, keep on sketching.